Wow, how's it going? Out off Modio Bay, just in the shallows here, about 7 meters, and it's been a couple of weeks since I last went fishing, more like 3 weeks actually. A lot of these little guys around at the moment, but I've yeah, as far as going out kayak fishing and everything, unfortunately it all ended for me a few weeks back. I was all loaded up, ready to go out for a bit of a free dive mission on the east coast of Coromandel, and I went to pick up my pedal drive at home. You know, prior to that I'd been getting these back twinges. I've done my back in, but anyway, this particular day I was all loaded up, had it sorted, and then basically had all the vehicle ready to go at about lunchtime to do this free dive mission. And I picked up my pedal drive from my kayak, and bang, my back went. And the pedal drive's not heavy, so that pretty much put an end to my day, unfortunately, and I was straight down to the dock. Luckily it was just a sprain. So, you know, it's been a few weeks, but unfortunately since then I was up in Auckland and caught this horrible cold, which has laid me up for another week. Well, that was a hard case. I threw my line out, and then I thought I'd just start winding my line up, and it got hit, which was nice. Feels like a snapper too, and it feels like not a bad one. So yeah, finally something decent. Pulling a little bit of line, so always a good sign when that happens. Yeah. Oh yeah, this might be better than what we think. Oh yeah, no, this is a sweet snapper. Got to be happy with this. There we go, lovely. Check that out. That's a good eating size fish. It's about what I like to, the size I like to keep for eating. Perfect eating size. Sweet. That was funny. I was just trying to have a bit of a munch, and you know, soft bait was just below me, and the snapper just came up and just basically hit it, you know. So when they're there, they're definitely, they're going for it. Not a bad little fish either for a little snapper. Thought he'd interrupt my food time. We're going to let this guy go. I mean, that's a legal fish, but I just prefer them a little bit bigger than that. So yeah, we're sitting out in about 9 meters, 10 meters out there, and I just said to Janet, who's fishing with me, go into the shallows a bit more. And as soon as I moved in here, probably to about sort of 6, 7 meters, bingo, something better that actually pulled string. So those bigger fish can be right up into the shallows, so never underestimate the shallows. And this one here feels like it's going to be my 3rd fish of the day to put in the back. Oh yeah, it's a beauty. Great size to eat. Yeehaw, look at that. Oh, full of beans too. They fight hard in this shallow water, and this was a great little scrap. Awesome. But yeah, I'm happy with this. Another nice eater, look at that. Whoa, beautiful. Definitely coming home with me. So the one thing that I like to do pretty quickly when I'm going to keep a fish is actually put it out of its misery. Shut it down quickly. So get to grips with actually ickying your fish or killing them. See that one there? I got it right in the brain spot, and he went real limp. But now that fish is, as soon as because I've shut it down really quickly, I've stopped it from stressing out, keeps that meat in better condition. And the other thing is, it's now going to go in the back on ice. They're on straight on those ice packs, and automatically the temperature is brought down on those fish to just improve that eating quality by 10-fold. I highly recommend it. It's a good way of actually keeping those fish in really good condition, and you make sure you use something insulated to store them in as well, and that way it'll protect them from that heat further. Alright, so we're just going into shore now, and I'm just gonna gut and gill these fish. Yeah, so you can see in here the fish from today. And see, there's these ice packs in there. You can see that, that's an ice pack. Now those fish are all sitting on those ice packs and they go right down. I've got a few, but yeah, and not a bad little catch for the day, so I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, now what we're going to do is we're just going to prepare these guys for eating later. So this fish here is nice and cold, you know, it's great. So just the old water to come up and wash around me. So we're just going to cut down the gut cavity and basically pull out all the guts and the gills so that it's ready for eating later. Pulling out those guts and pulling out the gills together and get rid of it all out of there, because later on this is obviously we're gonna cook a whole fish, and of course seagulls are here to pick up the scraps, and I'm all for feeding them too, you know. It's a bit of an opportunist food for them, so yeah, chuck them out for them to grab. There they go, yeehaw. So yeah, I'm just scaling it fully all around the gut area on this side and up to the top of the head, and there's the cheeks too, you know. So yeah, but that's done now, that side, no scales left there. We will it's ready to go later. Beautiful. And if you are going to rinse fish, it's a really good idea to rinse it in salt water, you know, it's what they came from. Try not to use fresh water. So yeah, all our fish are back in there on the ice. They're already cold anyway, and now we're ready to go. Yeehaw, can't wait. Gonna head back now, so we'll be back later to cook up our fish at this beach. How's it going? We're back at the beach and we're getting our fire going a bit, getting ready to basically cook up our fish on the embers tonight. So what we're doing at the moment is we're just building up the fire, and I'm joined by Janet again over there and our two crazy dogs, Cyrus and Bella. Anyway, gonna burn this fire a bit, sort of get a few embers going. And once we've got enough embers, then we're just basically going to cook our fish, and we've got some other bits and pieces to cook on it as well. All right, so we've got our fire burning away, and now for our snapper. Now just before I do it or finish it all off, I'm just going to double check it after today. You know, I gutted it at the beach. I just want to make sure that there's no remaining scales on it. So I just see a couple on here, so I'm just going to take it off because we're going to bake this thing and I want all the scales gone because we're going to be eating the skin. So I just have to take the scales off. And look, we've got Bella here. She thinks she's going to eat this. Might give her a little bit later. Say hello, Bella. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut inside the fish just a little bit so that we can basically put some bits and pieces inside it so that it's sitting over the flesh type thing, you know, to give the flesh a bit more flavor. Because we don't, you know, if you put it just in the gut cavity, what happens is it doesn't quite get into the meat. So yeah, I'm just sort of cutting open the meat area. So I've done that now, so you can see what I mean. I'll show you. So I can put my hand in there, see that? Okay, see, I've got that. So what I'm going to do now is I've got all this bits and pieces here. So first of all is I've got some kaffir lime leaves here. So I'm going to shove some of those right inside under that flesh of the fish. These are beautiful. They'll absolutely just delightful when they heat up. They'll flavour this fish up. They have such a beautiful aroma and they're very aromatic and will basically make the fish taste absolutely divine. So that's that done. So now what I'm going to do I'm going to make a few cuts in the fish, just small ones, just like that, okay? Just small cuts. So I'm going to flip it over now, and I'm going to do the other side. And I'm going to try and remove the fin now on both sides, because we don't really need it there. I'm not going to worry about the tail fin. Alright, so now what we need to do is get our foil and just place this fish on here. But before you need quite a bit of foil for this actually. So before I do anything more, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to basically rub a bit of oil on it. But first of all, I'm just going to do one side, just rub some oil on it, nice coating of oil, because this will stop it sticking later. Now I'm just going to basically flip this over, and I've oiled one side. So now I've got some onion here and the lime leaves, and I'm just going to stuff this right inside the fish, right up in the head. Put these kaffir lime leaves in the gut cavity, and yeah, divine. And the onion as well, and I'll put a bit of onion on the top as well. It doesn't really matter here, you know. Could have done with some bigger foil actually. And I've also got some lemon, so I'm going to put some of these lemon wedges, or the slices of lemon, inside the fish, and just pack that gut cavity right up with the onion and the lemon, so that it all tastes, you know, cooks over the fish. Alright, and the remaining lime leaves, I may put a couple of lime leaves just on top of the fish, but I'd rather stick them inside it, because I know once it gets steaming and cooking inside the foil on the fire, and we're going to put this on some hot embers, so we're pretty done now. Bit of oil on top again, and we're just going to rub that all over the fish, you know, just gently massage it in. Treat it like your girlfriend, give her a nice gentle massage. And basically what we're going to do now is just put some more lemon on the top of it and around the sides, because what will happen is this lemon will steam inside this parcel, and it'll just flavour up the fish really nicely. So yeah, there we have it. So now I'm just going to wrap it all up, okay? And it's a decent fish, this. It'll feed both Janet and I really well, just perfect. So I give it 2 layers of foil, and the reason being to protect it from the fire. So yeah, I'm just wrapping this up in one sheet of foil, and then what I do is I'll get another one. Always difficult when you've got a bit of wind, but hey. So there we go, there's our fish parcel all wrapped up. We're just going to leave that there and just wait for this fire to die down a bit now. And once that fire dies down, we're going to lay this on the embers along with some potatoes, which we prepared earlier. And I'll just show you one of these so you know. But how these are done is they're very basic. You know, you don't have to go to too much trouble with potatoes. They'll steam themselves inside their jacket. But there you go. You know, I've got a bit of butter in there, and basically it's cut in half because we don't want it to take too long to cook. So we've got a few of those, so they're all going to go into the fire, and it will taste just beautiful. So now that we've prepared all our food and everything, and we're just letting that fire just burn down a bit now, there's one last thing left to do, and that's to sit back, have a cold one, and enjoy the scenery. Alright, so our fire's kind of burnt down a little bit, so we're going to start by putting the potatoes on. There's still a little bit of flame there, but this is good because what happens is these potatoes take a bit longer than the fish. So we'll start off by putting these in the middle of the fire, and then we'll basically move them out of the way once it's time to put the fish on. Yeah, we'll just leave those for a minute now. Leave them for 5 minutes before we put the fish in. So yeah, we've got the fish, and we're just going to stick the fish, lie it directly on this. Here we go. Beautiful. And that's what we're trying to do, is just cook the fish directly on those coals that are there. So we're just going to let that simmer away for about 10 minutes, and all good. And while we're here, check out that view. This is what we're looking at as we're sitting here enjoying a cold one and cooking our dinner. Going back to basics, such a cool thing to do, and I highly recommend anybody that goes out and catches fish come down to the beach and do this. It's awesome. Such a beautiful spot and such a sweet little night. Oh man, if you could smell what I can smell, this is just divine. I've got to spin the fish over now, but this is smelling real good. The flavors coming out of here. And the other exciting thing while I'm sitting here doing this is the birds out there working, just starting to work. You know, that sun's getting close to the horizon, and there's you know, there's quite a few birds out there diving, and you know, we're just out there today and it's a beautiful night, so we're just all hanging out here. Fire's still smouldering away and we're just waiting for the fish to cook. Can't wait for that, but it's still a little bit underdone in the middle, so we're just going to give it a bit longer. Alrighty, fish is out. Here we go. Look at that, beautiful. And have a little taste. See how it's like. That is juicy and that is sweet and tender. Fantastic. And also our potatoes. That's us for this time. We'll catch you on the next one.